Hello everyone, I'm Frank of Knuckles Channel 3 and Knuckles, and welcome to, well, this little editorial that I have here, because quite frankly, I'm a little worried about Sonic Colors Ultimate. Now, for those who haven't really been watching, in the past week, we've had E3, and throughout E3, we've been getting little bits and pieces of what Sonic Colors Ultimate will look like, and it's concerning. One of the big things is, well, clearly, aside from the bloom, I'll get to that in a bit. One of the things that I've been noticing is the fact that apparently they're adjusting the difficulty in the game because you have this Tails save mode. Basically, if you fall down a pit or something, Tails will go down, pick you up, and put you right back on the stage so you can continue. And there are people going around saying that this is going to be a permanent addition to the game rather than a specific option or an easy mode or whatever it is. So at what point do lives actually matter in the game? Because first of all, if you get a lives token, it's a Tails icon that will give you 2 lives instead of 1. And then on top of that, you also don't really restart the level when you fall into the pit or restart from a checkpoint. Now, I understand why this is done. This is done to make the game a bit more approachable by younger players, but the question is, does it ruin what the original had when you make the game even easier? What I'm hoping is that this is just the quote-unquote normal mode, and then hard mode would just be the original difficulty of the 2011 release, where lives are 1 per token, they're game overs, you don't have a tail save option, because honestly, I would prefer to have both. Sure, newer players can have the tail save mode and all that junk, but it would be really nice to keep the original difficulty intact rather than making it so easy that it's just a matter of time before someone who probably needed to understand the game a little bit more beats the game without any real effort. I don't know, I feel like difficulty in Sonic games has been more and more of a joke as of late, because something that you would see as a hard mode looks closer to a normal mode in other video games. And then the normal mode would come off as this incredibly easy mode that is somewhat insulting to the player. That's just how I feel about it. I feel like keeping the original difficulty intact is necessary for a remaster, but if you want to have a more accessible mode, by all means go for it. It's not going to hurt. I don't want this Tails save feature to be stuck for every possible difficulty mode, if there are any, and I really hope there are. As for the visuals, I mentioned the bloom earlier. That's probably one topic that's been beaten to death at this point, but I will say I am on the side that's not really in favor of this. There are some outdoor areas such as Sweet Mountain, some areas of Tropical Resort, and a little bit of Planet Wisp from what I've seen. The outdoor areas use this effect to its advantage, or it's not really as noticeable as Asteroid Coaster indoor areas where the bloom is so excessive that it becomes distracting. Though on the topic of bloom, I will say that there is this part in Planet Wisp which is kind of funny. It's this 2D chain, but it shines, which also kind of begs the question, why wasn't that a 3D chain? I know it's in the background, but still, if this is a remaster the game. Make it look really good. The other small detail that I noticed, though it actually isn't small in the shot when you see the original game, is that the planet in Tropical Resort went missing for some reason. I don't know, I just found that to be kind of funny. Missing planet, shiny 2D chain. I feel like the bloom effect is just there for the sake of having it there to say, hey, we overhauled the graphics somehow. And they really did. Some areas are a little too dark, kind of lose a bit of detail, but we only know that from seeing YouTube videos. We won't really know until we see the game itself, but I have a feeling that you are going to lose some detail of the stages themselves, because some areas are just way too dark. On top of that, the night sky thing that they got going on, or space, whatever, that's completely gone. You don't have that blue glow coming out of the background in Tropical Resort, so it just makes it look a little unfinished. And I understand graphics aren't everything, but if you're gonna remaster a game, wouldn't you want to improve everything about the graphics? Or if you just want to take the easy way, increase the resolution, increase the frame rate, put in proper 16:9 widescreen as opposed to whatever the Wii had, and just call it a day. And I think people would not only be less annoyed by the visual presentation of Sonic Colors, but I think they would be like, okay, budget remake, why not? But it just seems like there were a few more corners cut and then a few unnecessary changes made to the visual presentation of the game. So that's probably one of the bigger issues that I had with it. The other one really concerns me because how is this game going to perform? Nintendo Switch will probably be at 30 FPS, and if you want any more evidence of that, go to GameStop, go to Walmart, go to those websites, and you'll see that they do have listed 60 FPS and 4K for PlayStation and for Xbox. I'm assuming those are for the enhanced consoles. But nothing listed for the Switch, which has me to believe that this game is going to be presented at 30 FPS at 720p, docked and undocked. My only real evidence of that is that if you go to videos that cover Sonic Forces and Team Sonic Racing, especially how they perform and what resolution they're presented at, you can either check Digital Foundry or other sources on YouTube. You can find all of this information pretty fast, graphical comparisons, frame rate tests, and stuff like that. You can find out how previous releases have performed on the Switch, and then you can make an educated guess from there. That's why I'm saying 720p, 30 FPS, probably toning down the bloom, because I feel like that's something they could sacrifice to get it running consistently. If I were to have my way, I would recommend, and I would highly recommend, a performance mode. Something that was used in like Panzer Dragoon's remake on Nintendo Switch, or even the recently released Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which actually has 3 modes on the PS5. The really high quality, beautiful graphics mode that runs it at 30 FPS, the performance mode that runs it at 60 FPS without ray tracing, and one that includes with ray tracing that tends to have it around 1080p and tries to keep it at a consistent 60 FPS, and it looks really good. I know Sonic Colors Ultimate is going to look a lot worse with this hypothetical performance mode, but I feel like you could give the players the best of both worlds. Ones who want the 30 FPS and amazing graphics, or as amazing as you can get them on the Switch. Hey, TSR didn't do too bad of a job. But then you can also give them the 60 FPS if they want that high frame rate. Hopefully they can get it to run at that high frame rate. You gotta remember, this is 3D Sonic we're talking about, no matter how much you debate on how much 3D is actually in the game. The reason I bring this up is that it's getting me to worry more about the performance of the game, because there's this clip in Asteroid Coaster that was released online where Sonic was going into the last section of it to get to the big ring. There was a performance hitch. Now, I don't know if this is PC. Of course, this is probably an earlier build, but it just begs the question, how many issues are going to be around on day one? Because it's not a Sonic game unless there's some kind of issue. I mean, hell, PC version of Sonic Forces couldn't even run half the time when the game first released. The Xbox version of Sonic Forces had screen tearing. I don't know too much about the PS4. You'd have to go and look into that one. I don't have as much experience with that console because I don't own it. And then on top of that, Sonic Forces on Nintendo Switch couldn't even run at a consistent 30 FPS. There were always some kind of issues. On top of that, Team Sonic Racing couldn't even run at 60 on Xbox One. On the Xbox One X, I'm pretty sure you got closer. Clearly, there were always some kind of performance issues with the game at launch. Sure, you can fix it with updates, but it really shouldn't have to be that way. Just because you can get an update later on, or you can have modders fix it or optimize the game with mods and stuff, you really shouldn't be expecting that when you're buying a game. It just means that the game was poorly optimized. The game was not really made with any care, and it was just a remaster for the sake of, let's remaster this game that we can get people into. I don't mind that. I just want a quality product. And speaking of quality, the music is a mixed bag. Most of them to me are underwhelming, and I think only one of them was like somewhat decent. I don't have high hopes for Sonic Colors Ultimate, and that kind of sucks to say. I feel like this could be a better product, but for it to be a better product, there are some things that really need to be taken into consideration. Hopefully, within the next 2.5 months, we can see some more improvements. We can see a little bit more of the game. We can see improvements in Asteroid Coaster. Hopefully, we can see all of that stuff, but it's a little hard to have hope for this remaster when, quite frankly, I don't really care. And I hate saying that. It's probably one of those things that I see something and now I'm automatically thinking the worst, just because it's just the cynical nature of who I am, I guess. But it's also that it's hard to take Sega or other sources at face value when the quality of their games haven't really been up to par. Let me know how you feel about Sonic Colors Ultimate in the comment section down below. I know this is more of a negative video, but I need to be honest. I need to kind of get my opinions out there, and we'll just go from there. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about Sonic Colors Ultimate. Let me know what you think about the things I mentioned in the video, and hopefully we see a lot more, and hopefully it becomes a bit brighter and brighter. The colors finally need to start feeling bright for once, damn it. And that's my horrible reference to the song Reach for the Stars. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content I produce, some like this, some that are requiring more time to put together, click subscribe, click the bell icon for notifications. Enable notifications, please. That's not a thing that I'm just saying for the sake of me saying, or people are saying for the sake of others saying. That legitimately helps everyone out. You can follow me on Twitter, my Discord server, follow my Twitch page because I stream there. I'll probably stream Sonic Colors Ultimate after I stream it on YouTube, or make some kind of content with it on YouTube. At this time, I want to give a shout out to the members of Knux Club Plus. Their names are on screen right now. If you want to join them and become a member as well, you can find out with the join button below this video. Pick the perk you prefer. Don't forget to join the Discord server for other features that are included with it, and we'll go from there. So yeah, thank you channel members. Thank you Knux Club Plus members. You are all awesome. Thank you for your extra support. It is greatly appreciated. With that said, this overly long outro is, well, yeah, it's taking too long. That's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you all have a wonderful and safe day. Hopefully the colors start feeling bright for once. I'll see you next time.